Journal entry number 2, baby. Let's get it. So today we are going to talk about how you need to stop talking. That sounded so much more profound in my head. That just sounds stupid. Oh my, this entire time my mic wasn't recording. Well, good thing I only got like 20 seconds of the intro. Okay, let's start over. I'm back. Real quick, we just have to talk about how I said in my first entry that I'd see you guys tomorrow. About that, I basically, I'm just a mess, a disorganized mess. So it didn't happen the next day. No other way to put it, but we're back on our feet, okay? So anyways, thanks for being my paper today, and let's get started. At the start of 2025, I had a massive emotional epiphany. I realized I was talking about my plans far too often, in the sense of like telling people decisions I want to make or things I want to do, right? And how did I come to this realization? I was thinking back to various conversations that I had in 2024. I told this person I was going to do that. I told another person how I planned on doing this and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought to myself, have I done any of those things? No. Not to the R to the no, no, no. Meghan Trainor does it so much better. I'm so sorry. I am just a talker. That's something I've always known, but I blabbed about anything and everything to anyone. This was just a random habit of mine that I thought was worth exploring. Why was I doing it, and what was it doing for me? You know? So I've been living 2025 under the radar. Literally, I haven't been telling anyone anything. I made the conscious effort to zip it. So now that we are over a month into 2025, which is literally crazy, literally how, time please slow down, I'm scared. Mom, pick me up, I'm scared. I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I learned because it was really valuable and honestly just taught me a lot about myself and kind of will change how I'm living. That sounds really dramatic, but just stick with me here. First, telling people everything turned out to just be a way of seeking validation. Unconsciously. I was telling people I'm going to do something, unconsciously seeking their reaction, and then almost choosing my next steps based off of what their reaction was. This also goes for asking for others' opinions. I realized that I didn't actually want their opinion. I just wanted validation of my decisions. There were so many things that I wanted to do, and I was seeking others' approval. Essentially. Second, other people's opinions can have more power over you than you might think. Or at least they did for me. It isn't even that they had more power over me, but they had an what am I looking for? They had a different power over me than I thought they did. Does that make any sense? I feel like it doesn't. Opinions were just genuinely overwhelming. They almost paralyzed me. Whether it was praise or criticism, it seemed like opinions just stuck with me. It was easiest to just not get any opinions at all. Now, I feel like this needs to be said. I don't mean that it's always a bad thing to ask for others' opinions, or that it's bad to tell people exciting news or even bad news. We're social creatures. I feel like a lot of you can relate to me when I say this, that a lot of times you're asking people for their opinion when they're someone whose opinion is irrelevant. That's mainly what I'm trying to get at here. Sometimes when we want to do things in this life, some opinions are just not worth listening to. Therefore, you shouldn't even ask it in the first place. I look so pale. Guys, this is not okay. And another thing that I wanted to bring up that I briefly mentioned in my first entry was that I realized once I stopped telling people everything that the only person who was holding me back was myself and my insecurities. And there was something so empowering about being solely intrinsically motivated, doing things for myself. I loved it. And it was just so peaceful knowing that I was doing something regardless of what other people thought of me, because I don't even have any thoughts to consider. And this is also something that kind of relates to my first entry as well, how telling people about how you're going to do the thing is not doing the thing. Telling your friends about how you're going to do the thing is not doing the thing. Well, when I was telling people everything, it almost convinced me that I've already done it, when I haven't done anything. Lastly, this was a really unexpected benefit of staying under the radar. I almost found a better sense of self. For a long time, I would say I had a pretty huge identity crisis. I was kind of struggling to figure out who I was and my place in this world, to be totally honest. And I feel like when I Stayed mysterious. I was forced to create myself rather than find myself through the feedback of others. It kind of put me on a path of self-discovery, and I got to truly sit with myself and figure out, what do I want, what do I need, and where do we go from here? And you don't need outside intervention to do that. I mean, not all the time anyway. Also, there was just something incredibly comforting about staying mysterious. Probably because I have struggled with vulnerability for a hot minute now. I feel like the shock factor is kind of cool. Like, don't make the noise before you even started. You zip it, Happy Meal, in the words of Vector.
Zip it, Happy Meal.
Let success make the noise. Not telling people everything and staying silent is kind of underrated, I feel like. Or I guess I did not give silence the appreciation it deserved. All right, that's it for journal entry number 2, and I'll see you sometime for entry number 3. Start something and let the success, only the success, make the noise.